The Commission on Accreditation of Ambulance Services has accredited AMR and Shawnee County, signifying that AMR Kansas has met the gold standard, providing the community quality patient care and EMS service. In our Monday Salute the Badge, that gold standard exemplified by these two men who saved the life of a young woman. 13's Tori Mason at Salute the Badge shares their story.
It was a reunion unlike any other. Jeanette Munoz met these men once before, only she doesn't remember it.
I was unconscious when they found me.
On May 14th, Jeanette and her sister were crossing Topeka Boulevard when a pickup sent them flying across the street.
I had a traumatic brain injury as well as a broken collarbone, broken shoulder blade, 9 broken ribs, fractured my neck, and broke my pelvis in 4 places.
7 months later, inside the same ambulance Jeanette once fought for her life, she met the men who saved it.
There's no greater feeling for me is to have Jeanette sitting here. And, you know, from what we saw that day in that intersection to this is amazing.
AMR paramedics and EMTs see people on the worst, if not the last, day of their lives. When Brandon Wenger and Matthew Orozco first saw Jeanette, they weren't sure which it would be.
It was really awkward for me to be sitting across the table from her earlier talking about her ordeal because, you know, we don't normally get to see that in our line of work.
Like emergency room doctors, EMTs must work quickly, but precisely. Only they're not in a room full of nurses. They may be on a street, surrounded by bystanders, or in your mother's nursing home, or at your son's baseball game. And eventually in the back of a moving vehicle, doing everything they can to keep you alive.
You know, we're not going to be able to save everybody, but the ones that we can save are so special.
No one day is the same, no call alike, but their mission is always clear.
We show up, we do everything we can, we hope for the best outcome, we give everything we have for each and every patient, and, you know, in the end, most of the time, no one knows who we are.
But Matthew says that's okay, because if a patient lives to forget them, or in this case, lives to thank them, that's reward enough. Tori Mason, 13 News.
Great group shot there. There are only 170 EMS agencies in North America, just 1% of all the ambulance services which are currently accredited, so that is quite an accomplishment.
You might say he would go to the mat for his community. Shawnee County Sheriff's Lieutenant Justin Vest says it's only right to give back, as we learned in this week's Salute the Badge.
Justin Vest can pin down 3 main loves in life: the law, the mat, and his family. And it's his love for the third.
Yeah, that was nice.
That drives his desire to help others be better.
And then put your hip all the way to
at the other 2.
I get a little bit of the best of both worlds. There are a lot of sacrifices and a lot of time sacrifices that, as a coach and as a law enforcement officer, that we make. It takes away from the family, but it also helps me provide for my family. So they motivate me to do better.
The veteran Shawnee County Sheriff's Lieutenant traces his discipline for the job to the gym.
It's been a huge part of my life ever since I was about 6 years old, and I've always felt a pretty strong connection to wrestling.
Back then, older brother Bo, an eventual NAIA national champion in college, was his mentor.
Okay, let me see.
Today, Vest hopes to fill that same role for the next generation of wrestlers as an assistant coach at Shawnee Heights.
His head's going to be on the inside on this one. To me, it's about giving back to the sport. And so all the lessons that I've learned in life through wrestling, I'd like to pass those along to these wrestlers. And then as you're rolling,
it's just rewarding in a way that it's hard to put into words.
Everybody loves Vest, honestly. He just brings the love. I think having an officer on the team and as a coach makes us want to be model citizens and better people in general.
Maybe they look at me beyond the badge and they see the person that I am, and they see that I'm truly there for them and to try to help them be better. And I think that's probably the coolest thing that I could see, as a coach.
So you have good control.
Coaching also plays a role in his day job. Vest oversees training, recruiting, and community services for the Sheriff's Office.
I hope to just make a positive impact in the community and have an opportunity to help, and I can help.
For all those efforts, Vest was among the most recent honorees in Topeka's 20 under 40. But none of it matters, he says, without that other love. Wife Tricia, 9-year-old daughter Addison, and a son on the way.
At the end of the day, we're in this job to help people. I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't doing it in law enforcement.
And Lieutenant Vest does put in some long days during wrestling season. He goes into the office early so that he can put in his full day at work before he then heads out to practice. And Ralph, I should tell you, Sheriff Jones has nicknamed him the Gentle Giant. Ooh. And I asked Justin about that. He said he's okay with it, although he really doesn't think he's tall enough to fit the bill. But his daughter likes it, so it's okay.
I was wondering, Melissa, when Sheriff Jones pinned him for the office.
I get it.
But
not that way, not that way. By the way, we do want to know any law enforcement officer or first responder who you feel is deserving of a salute. So email 13news@wibw.com. Let us know why.
Our salute this Monday began as a ceremony in early December with 43 recruits and ending with 34 grads in one of the largest training academy classes in the history of the Kansas Highway Patrol. Our Kenya Mills meets one of those newest troopers hitting the highways for 2017 in this Monday night's Salute the Badge.
Trooper Brian Rethman.
25-year-old Trooper Brian Rethman of Topeka graduated from the Kansas Highway Patrol Training Academy. His mother, Kathy, was there to pin on the badge.
They teach us well here. It's definitely some of the best training in the state.
Trooper Rethman was once a Marine Lance Corporal who served 4 years as an infantryman and deployed once to Afghanistan.
And that's a lot of the reason why I came here, is because I kind of miss that feeling of working for a place like this where you're out helping people and have people around you that you can trust and have your back.
And having your back is a concern for many law enforcement officers due to police violence being reported across the nation.
I think the first week we were here, that major incident happened in Dallas where those officers were killed, and it's always been very real.
You can count on the support that the law allows us to give to you.
It was that reason Kansas Attorney General Derek Schmidt, the keynote speaker at the graduation, promised the new graduates increased penalties for those who target law enforcement officers with any crime.
Whether it's the most serious homicide that is now already covered or an identity theft, which is not. If the target is a law enforcement officer in the line of duty or because that person is an officer, you can bank on the legislature considering enhancements on that, because the service that you provide in a spirit of duty is something that, in addition to yourself, the law needs to protect.
And despite headlines, Trooper Rethman still trusts people to do the right thing.
And I think that across America, that is a big thing. I don't think it's always as bad as people make it out to be. I think that there are always more people that look out for us.
Class 56, congratulations and Godspeed.
Kenya Mills, 13 News.
Kenya and Trooper Rethman, thank you very much for your story tonight. The Kansas Highway Patrol does remain short more than 50 state troopers. If you'd like information on how to join those classes to become a trooper, we encourage you to visit their website. It's kansashighwaypatrol.org.